In the quiet town of Brooksville, there stood an old, creaky house on Oak Street. For years, it was known as the Parker House, and it was the spookiest place in town. People whispered that it was cursed, haunted, and filled with dark secrets. But for 12-year-old Lily, it was just home. Lily lived with her parents, but they often worked late. One chilly autumn evening, her parents had to leave for a business trip, leaving Lily alone for the first time. They promised to be back by morning and left her with a cell phone and strict instructions not to go outside. Lily, excited for her first night alone, planned a movie marathon with her dog, Max. As the sun set, casting long shadows, Lily settled in with a bowl of popcorn. The house was eerily quiet, except for the occasional creak of the old wooden floorboards. The first movie started, and Lily was absorbed in the story when Max began to growl. Lily paused the movie and listened. She heard a faint rustling sound coming from the basement. She brushed it off as the old house settling and continued watching. But Max wouldn't stop growling. He stood at the top of the basement stairs, his ears perked up and his body tense. "Max, come here!" Lily called. But the dog didn't move. Instead, he let out a low, menacing growl. Lily's heart pounded. She grabbed a flashlight from the kitchen drawer and crept towards the basement door. With a deep breath, she slowly opened it, the rusty hinges squeaking loudly. The basement was dark and cold. Lily's flashlight flickered as she descended the stairs. She swept the beam across the room, revealing old furniture covered in white sheets, boxes stacked haphazardly, and dusty cobwebs hanging from the ceiling. The rustling noise grew louder, and Lily's pulse quickened. She followed the sound to a corner of the basement where an old leather-bound book lay on the floor. The book was covered in strange symbols and looked ancient. Lily picked it up, her hands trembling. As she flipped through the pages, she saw drawings of dark rituals and black magic. Fear gripped her, and she dropped the book, stepping back. Suddenly, a cold breeze swept through the basement, extinguishing her flashlight. Lily froze. In the pitch darkness, she heard whispers, soft, menacing whispers that seemed to come from all around her. She turned to run, but felt a hand on her shoulder. She screamed and bolted up the stairs, slamming the basement door behind her. Panting, Lily called her parents, but the call wouldn't go through. Desperate, she tried the landline, but it was dead too. The whispers grew louder, echoing through the house. Max barked furiously, his fur standing on end. Lily grabbed a kitchen knife and backed into the living room, her eyes darting around, looking for any sign of movement. Then she saw it. A shadowy figure stood in the hallway, watching her. It was tall, with glowing red eyes that pierced through the darkness. The figure raised its hand, and the whispers turned into a deafening roar. Lily screamed, clutching the knife tighter. "Stay away!" she yelled, but the figure stepped closer. Max lunged at it, but was thrown across the room by an unseen force. Lily's heart raced as she realized she was facing something far beyond her understanding. In a desperate bid to escape, Lily remembered the book in the basement. She ran back, threw open the door, and raced down the stairs. The figure followed, its footsteps heavy and deliberate. Lily grabbed the book and frantically flipped through the pages, hoping to find something that could help her. Her eyes landed on a page with a banishing spell. With no other option, she began to chant the words, her voice shaking. The air around her crackled with energy, and the figure let out an ear-piercing scream. The house shook violently, and Lily felt herself being pulled into darkness. When she woke up, the sun was rising. She was lying on the basement floor, the book clutched in her hands. The figure was gone, and the whispers had ceased. Lily staggered upstairs to find her parents standing in the doorway, their faces pale with worry. "What happened?" her mother asked, rushing to her side. Lily, exhausted and terrified, simply said, "The house, it's haunted." As the days passed, Lily and her parents decided to move out, leaving the Parker house and its dark secrets behind. But Lily knew that the figure, the whispers, and the black magic book were still there, waiting for the next unsuspecting family to uncover its horrors. And so, the house on Oak Street remained, a silent sentinel of dark magic, whispering its secrets to anyone who dared to listen.